Alright. So I was like, what the fuck am I gonna talk about? Right? So I got my notification from Google Calendar. It's like AM workout with a bunch of like working out related emojis. And my theme came to me. It's Sunday. I had his truck just whip down the street, just whizzing by, zooming, fucking cruising. I'm like, why is he going so fucking fast? First off, it's like, all right, cool. Second off, third off, it doesn't matter because no one's up right now. You know, like, I love asymmetry. You know, like, like what I have one white sock and one orange sock. You know what I mean? Like, I have a little earring in my left ear and nothing on my right. Before I had a bunch on my left ear. So, like, I'm all for asymmetry. But when things are trying to be, when you're trying to be successful in the way that you define it, and that's the thing. You gotta have a level of consistency. You know? Like, I think it's a great skill to be able to oscillate and like know your disposition and not really fight that. Go along with it, work on it if you need to. But my point in saying that is like, this is my mental workout. So it's like, if we're talking on a purely spiritual level, a purely metaphysical level, a purely multi-dimensional level, like at the nature of things, whatever the fuck that is, like I'm out here, like with my counterparts, you know, I'm out here getting, yes, a light physical exercise in, a light physical workout in, right? But it's almost 8, and I know this because there's times where I'll be out and I'll be running and recording one of these or listening to an audiobook or maybe just music to kind of tap into my emotional feeling centers, my artistic levels, and see, there's one guy riding a bike. Like, that's mad cool. Like, I respect that. Like, I fucking respect that. You know, it's not even that early. But I'm just saying that, like, my workout is a mental workout as well. Like a cognitive, right? An intellectual workout. So, like, I respect people that, like, work out, yes, but, like, you gotta be able to fucking, like, he's getting after it. Like, he's got his whole suit on and everything. You know what I mean? Here's another guy walking, an older guy. Like, good for him. You know what I mean? Out there smoking a cigar and shit. Like, fuck it. Live life. If that's what you want to do, I just found a dime. What year? 2023. Look at that. That's a good sign. So, like, speaking of asymmetry, right? Like, this is perfect. Are you a fit individual? You know? Like, you know, like, I think that's great that he's out, like, smoking a cigar and stuff. I would do that. But I would just be careful because he's not walking great, you know. So it's like, you know, yeah, I had one cigarette yesterday because that's what I was around. I was like, fuck it, bro. Like, but I don't believe that I'm gonna. I don't want to believe that I'm gonna get back into that shit. Because that's not really what I would want to do. But you just gotta be careful with that shit. But I'm just saying, like, to be a fit individual, right? Like, you think, like, I was just looking at that I have Darwin's Origin of Species, which would be very interesting to listen to at some point, or at least parts of it, or whatever. So, like there's dudes who work out of the gym who never read. I guarantee fucking to you. You know? There's dudes at the gym that have no spiritual fitness. You know? Who bump music of like these supposedly premier artists. You know? That's the thing I would also say too, just as a sidebar, is artists who, if you've been rapping for 10 years and one person's like in the limelight making millions and shit, the person who's rapped in 10 years might even be better at music. Like, it's not about like that shit. Like, and that's one of the things I would want to push forward. It's like you determine your own value. You determine your own success and what you want. Because the more I know this, because I am in the spotlight to a relative degree, it's like, bro, like, it comes with so much shit, you know, to be out and like have eyes on you all the fucking time, you know. But back to what I was saying is fitness, right? So like, you have to be well-rounded. Like, you have to be holistic. You have to be comprehensive. You have to be fair to the different parts of life, right? Like intellectual, spiritual, physical, you know, even social. Like, to live a full life, to live a whole life, you gotta fucking do that, you know? So, that's the first part, right, to 888. So we're tapping into Nietzsche's Will to Power, right? We're in some section, I don't know, we're listening to an audiobook. And here he kind of addresses, really in the entire book, but mainly also in the beginning, pointedly in the beginning, about nihilism, right? So what is nihilism? For me, today, I think people cover up, or it's just not evident in certain situations that a person is nihilistic. And based on the previous episodes, peep those, that like I can't look at a person that is clearly unhealthy, you know? I can't look at a person who's completely unhealthy, and I mean that in the greatest sense, like someone who's not fit intellectually, spiritually, socially, emotionally, you know? I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying I'm pretty fit, right? So you can't look at a person like that, like if someone's deficient all across the board, then that makes them unfit or unhealthy. But I would say that, how do you know that? It's a level of consumption, right? It's a level of fucking consumption. right? Like, what are you consuming? What are you trying to digest? Like, if you have bad digestion, then it's probably because you're not in a healthy place. You're not in a fit place. You're not consuming healthy shit. You know, I would even like opt to like find out a different word. Because if you're consuming nutrients and you're consuming good fuel, it's not like consumption, because we define that in the Matrix podcast. So the motherfucking Matrix, man, that one. So typically, like, if you regularly, religiously, routinely, habitually consume shit, like whether that's like actual like food, you know, or it's actual like information, it's actual stimuli, it's actual people. So like that would cover like, and you like say you like you don't exercise your body, like those would be the areas, intellectual, spiritual, social and physical, right? And there could be more than that. There probably, we could expand on that. But that's what, that would make you, based on what you consume and what you expose yourself to. Like right now I'm consuming sunlight and like a peaceful street and like intellectually and spiritually working out and verbally working out, communicatively working out, you know, physically working out and walking. So like, show me a man's habits and I'll show you his destiny, right? So now all of these aren't going to be balanced completely like equally. They shouldn't be, you know, they shouldn't be. Some are gonna you're gonna be more social at times than spiritual, or maybe because you're being really social, you become more spiritual. They're like levers, you know what I mean? They're like, it's like a bar graph. They go up and down, they oscillate, they shift. So what I'm saying is, like, Nietzsche talked about this term of nihilism, this, like, and I think that, I'm pretty sure that, in my opinion, the things just recycle, right? They just return. So like what was happening back in the late 19th century is happening now, because the souls are just repeating themselves. Like, we already know that like time is not linear. So yeah, so how do you know if someone is, or a culture is, or people are nihilistic? It's if they're unhealthy. And if they're unhealthy, why is that? Because they're consuming shit, right? And what is that? If you're consuming shit in multiple different areas, what does that lead to? It leads to you vibrating on a lower frequency, you know? So for me, that's how I would address that. What makes a culture nihilistic? What makes a person nihilistic? You know? Because someone who has solid values, solid principles, wouldn't be consuming unhealthy shit.
and then thus they wouldn't be on such a low frequency. So now we're on the section of joys and passions. Thus spake Zarathustra. He starts off with, let me get the quote right. When thine has one's own virtue, one has it in common with no one. Right? So, again, this is not the absolute truth, but this ties back to, especially our last podcast, I am the immoralist. So, you really, really value yourself. You really, really value the individual when you find your own virtue. Because it's like you are getting it's like you have your own closet, right? And that is what you have to wear. So like when you walk around, I mentioned this, like whatever's in these people's, whatever clothes are in this house right here, or that house right there, or my house, like that's why I dress in such a unique way, is because I realize this truth. But it's this is the metaphor, is that if someone gets dressed in their own fucking house, they have their own clothes. They should have their own clothes. It's not like we're like in uniform and we're going to like preparatory school, or we're in the military, or we're playing on a sports team. You know? Like everyone's going to dress differently, but then when you go out in public and you see like dudes like wearing the same sort of like shit, you already know that their values are that. So like I've talked about this before on other stuff privately. Like your appearance, the way you present yourself, your fashion represents your values. So like if a dude dresses like a dad, I used this example before, you know, like a lot of teenagers, they all dress similarly, you know what I mean? Just like someone who drives a car, like that's a type of like the type of car you have, the color of the car, even maybe the rims if you care, like it's like how you dress showing what you value. You know what I mean? Like there's someone who might make the same amount of money, but one person buys a fucking low level foreign or a used foreign, and the other person buys fucking a Toyota. You know? But like, yeah, so Nietzsche is talking about this shit. Like make your own like what I'm saying is like people are like I think this is an absolute like a relatively absolute truth, is that everyone is individual at the start coming into the earth. You know what I mean? Everyone has a blank, like somewhat of a blank slate, even though they're inheriting their DNA from their ancestors. Literally. So, yeah. So, I would say that people are sui generis. That's like one of a kind in Latin, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I'm quite certain, right? So, like, everyone's trying to, I think there's a will to create, right? Nietzsche uses the term a will to power, you know? I would say there's a will to create, or a will to express, even. Like, below that is like a sub thing. Because will to power and will to create are the same fucking thing. So, like, I would say there's a will to create experience. There's a will to create expression. The will to express creation, creativity. Like, because you see it, like, there's, like I see people, like, I'm just saying I believe that's a law in this dimension, in this reality. Right? So, because of that, create your own virtue, create your own will. You know? Don't fucking like get all mashed and mixed up with that shit, because I feel like that's the real power. You know, I think the real power is creating your own fucking virtue, and then being able to still relate to other people, to be able to still connect with other people, being able to have friends and stuff like that maybe aren't at like a high level or a healthy level. I also think that though, if there's people that are around you that are not healthy, like, where the fuck is that dog? Oh, there he is. If there's people at your level, if there's people that are not at your level of frequency, or the level that you want to be in, be wary. Be very, very wary to be around those types of people. And like for myself, like I believe that I am on a very high level of frequency. Not always, but I have the potential to be on a very high frequency. I aim to be on a very, very high frequency. You know? So, but that's the one thing you can do is you can inspire people, and you can automatically, like, if you can actually, bro, the level of power and creation is that if you can fucking rise up and raise people's frequency when you're around them in whatever way, that's fucking golden, dude. That's fucking golden. That is real power right there. So Nietzsche proposes and argues to have one virtue. Why one virtue? Because I think that if you, I don't know exactly how I would interpret virtue, but I would just say one aim, one goal, one identity, one will to power, will to create, you know, one focus. These are all just like related synonyms. But why would you do that? Well, because I think it's like the 80-20 rule. You know, or not even the 80-20, it's like 90-10, maybe 95-5. Right? So, I think the thing that keeps coming up in your life and your psyche and is a reminder and like a pull and an urge, that would really revolve around that one virtue, that one will, that one desire, that one, like, it's like kind of like, what kind of superhuman do you want to be? What kind of Superman do you want to be? What kind of Superman do you want to be? Because, like, what outfit do you want to have? You know, how do you want to fly? How do you want to coast and soar and travel and be seen as, or at least see yourself as? Not at least, at most, how do you want to be seen by yourself? How do you want to feel? What do you want to do? You know, how do you want to talk? How do you want to communicate? You know? Like, what really fucking matters to you? What's that one grand thing? What's that specific fucking thing that you want to fucking just go after? Because when you do that, you make your virtue your God, or like your redeeming quality of being a God. You know, how the fuck would you not be able to transcend that? You know? And I don't know, man. I'm not like, I don't have all the fucking answers. All I know is that when I see people, like, not when I see people, I feel people. You know? Right? So, like, this is cool. You know? And it's like, I feel a powerful presence. You know? Like, that's good. Like, we need strong men. We need strong women. Like, that's the thing that people might get twisted, I guess. I don't know. But I would just say that, you need to go potty? You need to go potty? I don't want to bother you. But yeah, that's the thing we fucking need is, we need that level of strength, that level of power, and it just takes the energy, right? So it's just like, what's the, like, right? So if like people are operating on a higher frequency, right, and people have a high level of energy, a level of wattage, a level of power, a level of strength, then that is an anti-nihilistic culture. That is a transcendent culture. That's a transcendent world. That is a transcendent society. You know? Just have a conversation with somebody. You don't even, like, you can have the conversation. You don't need the conversation. But you can have the conversation. And, like, people are just good. Like, you can just sense, like, the frequency that people are on. I mean, it takes a level of awareness in yourself, and you have to be pure to a degree, or totally in yourself, to really be able to garner that. Yeah. I also say that, like Nietzsche says in the beginning of this, of Joys and Passions, that your virtue is thine own. So I would say that a lot of people, okay, I've worked jobs, okay, I probably might never work a job again, you know, I'm pursuing my calling, you know, I'm pursuing my destiny, you know, so, and that's another conversation, but it's like when people have like these jobs, it's just like, you know, that's part of their identity, but it's not their job. It's not a job that they love. It's not a job that they appreciate. I'm not saying it should be easy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's like, what I sense is that it's not their own. So then their virtue, their values, their morals are all of something else. They're not, they're just like adopted, and that's a nice word. You know? Like there's so much better way to live than these neighborhoods, these grocery stores, capitalism, all this sort of shit. Like build a self-sustaining ecosystem. Right? So be fucking, like, I'm fucking extremely careful of not making something my own, because I think that's really the basis of reality, is the will to create.
the creation will. The will to create. So it's like create your own fucking life. Create your own love. Create your own relationships. Especially with your fucking self. Especially with your fucking self. Create your own shit. Right? So. I am a Praxis. The masses, the behavior, their values are unclean and very unadmittedly extreme. With this, they're too clean, mean, making me seem so. Wearing a mask, you got a mask, and you're not a woman. You're so clean, you sick. You don't want to get sick, yet you stay sick. You stay that way. You choose that way. Normal is extreme. Normal is not clean. It's afraid in the own mirror. And didn't remember that. I didn't remember that. I am the light and they hate their shadows. My shadow smiles and bounces. Does the Taurus win the race? Does the Taurus see the pace? Thing I'd say is when you have, because money is just, it's just symbolic energy, right? It's physical symbolic energy, or more like symbolic energy, right? A form of symbolic energy, a form of theoretical energy that we use to buy things, to get things, to spend, to invest. Currency, obviously, right? So, like, there's times, like, especially at this point in my life, where it's like money doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how much there is, how much I'm getting, how much I'm operating with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whether I have a lot or whether I have little, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it just, my energy is so abundant and so transcendent and so full and so abounding and so bubbling that, like, it just doesn't, like, it doesn't impact my life. Like, it doesn't impact the quality of my fucking life. Like, I would rather, like, have, like, just a modest, minimalized amount of money and have my freedom to do what I want and be creative in that sense, and be creative with how I invest that money, right? And be smart with it and be generous with it, than to just, like, give away all of my time, all of my energy, where I would be guaranteed, like, if I wanted to live my life all the way over again, it would be the first thing. It would be the former. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I probably will do, because that's what my will designs me to do. Other people, I believe, are in lower reincarnations, because I'm the Omega Alpha, I'm the Pisces Aries, the last and the beginning. You know, so I believe people are on a very low, the majority of people that I've come in contact with are on a very low spiritual maturity level. And it's going to be, it's life is already such a challenge for them. Not like it's easy for me. We see another blue jay. Because there's always a fight, there's always a challenge, there's always a test, there's always a match, there's always a game that's being played. But you got to level up, bro. You got to fucking level up. And how do you know if someone's on a lower level? They're petty. They do petty shit. My mother's a perfect example. I think what it really is they believe in equality. Someone treats me like shit, I'm going to treat them back like shit. That's not how the fucking universe works, bro. You send that shit out, that shit will come back. Don't shit where you're gonna eat. Be clean when you shit.
You know that I love you, and what love endures.
Yeah.
All my thoughts of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is this even the right beat, bruh?
Try to hear folks chatter.
This doesn't seem like the right beat.
And I know you
Okay.
cheat, but right and wrong don't matter.
Okay.
When you're with
rockin', not akin to stop it, never stop, I'ma never stop, ever hot, rockin', rah, I'ma never stop, I'ma never fucking stop, too hot, so fucking advantage, wedding robot, I'm rockin' shit, I'm rockin' with the shit all alone.
Don't explain. You're my joy.
This beat is asymmetrically off, bruh. I'm rockin' shit, I'm rockin' with my shit all alone. My being battles all alone. My spirit spirited, my soul love being my home. When they hear this, they gonna love my tones. I'm fucking grown, mesmerized, could be televised, be televised. The internet is a new telly, can you tell it's me? Aesthetic drippy, aesthetic drippy.
You mixed with some name. Skip that.
This shit's weird, bro.
Don't explain.
Yeah.
You know.
Forever recognize I can't be satisfied. Work, grind, purchase you month a day. Eyes wide in Ceylon, saintly. I said this, but I'll say it again. I say me, I'm great G. Yeah, I'm great B. I'm so used to it. I'm everywhere they take me.
Don't explain. You're my joy and pain.
Yeah. Rockin', rockin', akin to stop it, never stop, never stop, I'ma never stop rockin', I'ma never stop, I'ma never fucking stop, too hot, so fucking advantage, ready, robot,
Quiet, don't explain. You mixed with some name. Skip that. Lipstick, don't explain.
strip it down, saddle dressing your festus, polyester, your mama likes this, casserole, Rochester, my bars rising up, stocks investor, I'm an inventor, going on tangent, rigmarole, video game, self-control, my self-controls, let's start here, the white Seminole, summertime, a tangential man. Down a rabbit hole, I spit dirty shit. I need some better pace, pack control. My shit, not Grammys coming up. Something's up, what's fun? I'm hot alpha dog. She got buns. I don't really care though. I don't really give a fuck, bro. I could rest her. Always been breaking with my news. Front page of your Facebook, no more yesterdays, more today, bruh. As a kid, introverted, no, not really interested in introspectives. Neglected by too much involvement. I solve shit. Detectives, communities been alerting me. Hating when I'm indolent. Always been anything indolent. The way they see me be perception deceptive, sensitive. I send shit. 6, 7 shit. Receptive, I'm objective. No one can really be objective. Don't object this. I'm the object in the mirror, serious. Perspective, raising stakes, rapper, irrespective of y'all confusion. My bars tight, my bars are connective. Rockins.